Oh yeah, it's Roy L, baby. Lit TV, DMV in the building. We live, baby. And we live. No, wait a minute, hold on. And to the left, y'all. Hey, and to the right now. Yeah, it's all night, y'all. Yeah, to the left, yeah. Be sure to tune in each and every Saturday night. GDSS Radio National Harbor, Lit TV, DMV. And I am your host, Louis C. Law, the DMV's fan, DMV Shorty on the beat. Y'all ready for it? Now wait a minute, come on. Well, we specialize in promoting the advertisement for all entrepreneurs on the brand, yeah. Get in. Know what time it is. Cool. Y'all ready for it? No matter what you do, homie, we got you with that. Y'all party in here, you just saw some shit on another shot. Do again and again. We keep it lit, shorty, again and oh yeah, I'm reloaded, baby.
Shit. Another one. Gang. It's the mob.
DMV shorty on the beat, nigga.
Track Slammers.
Swag brother. Swag brother. Swag brother. Swag brother.
Oh yeah, what's up, DMV? Hello world. I know what time it is. We Lit TV, DMV, GDSS. We be specialized in promoting advertisement for all small businesses, entrepreneurs, artists of all aspects that's on the grind. Need further promotion and advertisement. KJ Publication. Y'all know we here. We live, baby. I know what time it is. I'm Louis C. Logic.
And I'm Mickey Yon, your host. Thank you so much for tuning in. We just want you to know that we are here each and every Friday at 7:30 p.m. And if you would like to be a guest on our show, please send us an email to littvdmv@gmail.com. And also, it doesn't matter if you're an author, entrepreneur, kidpreneur, artist, whoever. We want you here. We want to be able to highlight you and everything that you got going on. So we thank you guys so much for tuning in. Also, Royal, can you get a shout out to our social media handles?
Oh yeah, right now we live across Lit TV DMV, all together. Lit TV DMV, Instagram, Facebook, Louis C-Logic. Check us out. I'm saying Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. Y'all know what time it is. And YouTube right now. If y'all watching right now, Voxwave live. We live, baby.
And as you guys can see, we have two awesome guests here at the table that we will definitely be bringing on. We have Mr. Demi Sanya back here for another episode of Lit TV. We're going to be talking about carrot bars. And he brought in the Dr. Sergio. I don't know how I just messed that up. Dr. Sergio is here. Yeah. So he is definitely here tonight, and he's going to give us a lot of nuggets and everything. So we are so excited about that. So, guys, thank you so much for being here.
Pleasure. Thank you for having us.
You're so welcome. You're so welcome. So, Royale, this is the part where we talk about our weekend and everything that we had going on. So, what did you do? What you do since the last time I seen you?
I didn't do too much. I mean, about anything. You know, I mean, work as usual. Work,
Right.
You know, write. And focus on lit. That's about it. You know. So.
Well, I know last Sunday what I did. I had actually, remember I was telling you about that I was a part of this organization and we were adopting families for Christmas. And so we had our event. We adopted 7 families and 19 children.
Okay.
Yeah, so we provided all children. They had so many gifts and we had a dinner for them. So again, shout out to Daughters with a Purpose that's out there in Charles County doing awesome work, and also Man to Man. Both of them are mentoring programs out in Charles County, and they are definitely doing the thing. So a shout out to Roz Manley and Tony Manley out there, and also Miss Valencia. She's actually the CEO for Valuable Blessings, who actually run those organizations. So we give a shout out to them, and thank you so much for all your hard work and your dedication to the community. So thank you.
You have it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I'll tell you, I done did a lot of toy drives and things like that, but these children this year, they really got some nice things. It was like TVs coming through there, and games and coats and and I mean really high price designer stuff. There was some North Face jackets coming through, UGG boots. I mean, these people who donated to these children, they didn't hold anything back with these families. They really provided and took care of these families.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Yes.
Excellent.
So definitely thank them for that. So what you got going on this week?
Well, this week, same.
The same.
Work, you know, work.
Work.
You know what I'm saying? Keep everything prepared with it. Keep everybody focused. Tuned in. You know, and getting more in depth to what these guys about to talk about. you know, basically, you know. So y'all already know what time it is. That's
Absolutely. So what we'll do, we'll take a quick break and then we'll come back and jump right into it with them.
You already know it.
All right. So you are watching Lit TV DMV. We're going to take a quick break and then we're going to be back so you can hear what these awesome guys got to tell you about the Carrot Bar. So stay tuned.
Stay tuned. We back.
It's that time of year again, the second annual Toy Drive, your chance to give back to the community by helping a child have a happy holiday. Stop by VoxWave Studios, 4711 Auth Place, Suitland, Maryland, and donate all your unwrapped toys no later than December 20th. It's our second annual Toy Drive, sponsored by Urban Style Media, VoxWave.com, and Star Imports, the home of the boutique car buying experience. So enjoy your holidays and give back to the kids of the DMV.
Business owners looking for a place to advertise your business and promote your products and services? VoxWave is the right place. We have over 10,000 views a day and 70,000 listeners a month. For more information, contact Reg Gaskins at 240-832-4455.
VoxWave now features a streaming radio media player on our website's front page, where local artists can get their music played 24/7. For more information on getting your music in rotation or to perform live at our studio, contact Reg Gaskins at 240-832-4455.
Android users, the VoxWave app is now available in the Google Play Store. Download the app today on your Android device to listen in and view programs.
DJ Rick Entertainment.
DJ Rick Entertainment, hottest DJ in the DMV area, CEO of Step Your Game Up and the Youth Project Show, the DJ on the Heartbeat Conga Hour, and sound engineer for a variety of bands. DJ Rick Entertainment is your #1 company for all your stage and sound event needs. Call 202-390-1151. That's 202-390-1151.
DJ Rick Entertainment.
It's just a melody.
Hello and welcome back to Lit TV DMV. I am your host, McYon.
I'm Louis C. Lodger.
Thank you so much for tuning in with us tonight. So as you can see, we have these awesome gentlemen at the table. So we're going to start with Mr. Demi first. He is definitely, we're going to call you a regular to the show. He's definitely a friend to the show. So he is back tonight to talk about the awesome program they have with Karatbars and just to educate us on this whole new phenomenon. That's what we're going to call it.
Absolutely.
And so, Daniel, Mr. Demi, can you please just introduce yourself to the audience?
Absolutely, and just an honor and pleasure to be back here on Vox Wave. It's just exciting. I love the environment, and it's just a pleasure, man. Anytime you have an opportunity to bring value to the masses, it's just a great thing. I'm nobody special, but I can say we're all doing some special things. Demi Sonia, once again, you know, for those just seeing this for the first time, seeing me on the show for the first time, I'm a native here of the DMV, District of, I don't want to go too hard, but on my I say the District of Corruption, but it's freedom of speech. We on Vox TV,
we
man.
On Vox.
Yeah, we on Vox. We have to keep it 100 in these times. But it's just been a blessing and an honor to be back here. It's been a lot going on with me since I've been back on the show. I had a few calls from Sergeant Jones to come back, but I wasn't ready yet. I got a blessing to travel across the Atlantic Ocean to go over to Nigeria and to see how our people are living there. And I can say we're blessed, you know, and I feel we shouldn't be complaining, you know, with what I saw there. It was a blessing, though. You know, my father's side is from Lagos, Nigeria, and he passed away a couple of years ago, going on 2 years, but I got to see my family and just to make it there safe. There, you never know when it comes to understanding the power of networking, the power of speaking to people, where it can lead you to. And I was there actually for a business conference, and a lot of people there looking for opportunity. So it was a good opportunity for me to go there for the first time. I couldn't believe it. I was actually in Nigeria, in Lagos. I landed, and it was a blessing to be there. So, but once again, just a briefing on myself. I like to say that I'm a professional networker. I'm learning to be with some of the best coaches and mentors on the planet, and we're actually in the room of Run right now with Dr. Sergio, that I'm a student to freedom. And, you know, it's just been an amazing journey, stepping outside that box and now learning to operate around the box. And that operation around the box is basically those who have financial freedom, who become wealthy, who become rich. And I'm just excited to share with how anyone can do the same thing. Just, you know, working on your financial freedom is all about mindset, change, environment, what you're reading, what you're listening to, even what you're eating will, you know, allow you to just gain a whole nother different lifestyle. So this is the person that you hear talking to you. I'm a student for life, and but it's a blessing to be part of the connected economy that's really solving a major problem around the world.
Yeah, so let's get into that. Let's get into that solving this problem around the world.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
So what do you have going on right now? What is going on with you?
Well, what's always been going on with me since I started to take life serious and take this journey of being I like to say, infopreneur, you know, because as an entrepreneur in the digital world and in the connected economy, it's all about sharing information. So what's going on with me, I'm just continuing to network to help people. I'm looking for people who, it's not just about want help, but they're open to information. They're seeing the changes that are all around them, and they're not maybe understanding it, even though they're working hard and harder and paying higher taxes, but they're not understanding why this is going down. So what's been going on with me is just I've been blessed to connect with new people in the network and working with people who are really taking what we're doing serious, and just networking every day, leveraging social media, connecting with like minds like Dr. Sergio and the team that we're part of, and just following the guidance and mentorship of Mr. Tabes and Mr. Mike Delco, some of our amazing leaders that's open to helping anyone. So I've been just working in a smart way. There's so many great things going on with the platform that we're using that I couldn't even explain it. It's like a rocket ship that I just, you know, I say I'm not here to advise anyone, but I say come look at it because it's taking off and a lot of people's lives are going to change. And if you want your life to change in a good way, with this shift that's going to take place economically, I feel that we have, in my opinion, the best plan on the planet. That's just what I'm saying. So that's what's going on in my life, man. just some great things, you know. And it's only great for me because the team is winning. I wouldn't be nowhere without the team.
We like when the team wins, right? We like
all.
when the teams win.
So, yes, ma'am.
So, Dr. Sergio.
Yes, sir.
Introduce yourself, man. And the people who you are.
Okay, so I'm Dr. Sergio Rozelle. I'm a native Washingtonian as well, and I was out of the city for about 20 years. I spent a bunch of years down in Atlanta, Georgia, but just recently came back about 4 years ago to take care of a family, a loved one.
That's right.
And so I'm absolutely thrilled to be here, and thank you for having me on the show today. And,
thank you.
I'm absolutely honored to hear a person I have a lot of respect, Mr. Demi Sanya, to count me as a mentor. I'm humbled by that, sir. Thank you so much for that.
Sir, absolutely.
But I learned so much from everybody, including Mr. Demi Sanya. So I want to know this is a quality gentleman, and it's just been an honor, a pleasure to get to know him as a business partner, a brother and a friend.
Yes, sir.
But that's my story. That's who I am. I'm a dad of a college student, sophomore year in college, and I have a passion for helping people to achieve wealth and freedom. And I love to talk about that at any opportunity I get.
Yes.
Because people are afraid to talk about the W word.
Yeah.
Forget the, some of those other words people don't want to talk about.
Yeah, and this is the first time I heard they say people are scared to talk about the W word for wealth, but they also scared to talk about the B word, budget. They also scared of that word too.
Yeah, I think people just don't like that word. I think they're afraid. I really believe they're afraid of the W word, wealth, and that's because they don't understand what it is. And if you look up Webster's definition of wealth, you're going to get one thing. It's going to talk about accumulating stuff. Investopedia, almost very similar. But I was very fortunate at a young age to be exposed to some very wealthy individuals who opened up to me, and they said, just pay it forward. And they explained to me what wealth was, and the definition that I've adopted is having enough income producing assets to allow you to live the way you want to live without having to go to work. I like to say it more than once so people really wrap their minds around having enough income producing assets to allow you to live the way you want to live. I didn't say need to.
Yes.
I didn't say just getting by. The way you want to live without having to go to work.
That's you know what? That's it right there.
So if we can all get a concept of why is that important? Why is that important? See, people say, I just have enough to get. I have enough. I want to be enough to be comfortable. Well, how comfortable are you if you can't take some time off to raise your child?
Yes.
How comfortable are you if you can't just after 24 years, just pack everything up and move back home to take care of a loved one? How comfortable are you if you miss a paycheck? Now you're looking at foreclosure. See, there's a statistic that shows most people would be out of foreclosure with just $500.
Yeah.
$500. And Mr. Sanya just got back from traveling to Africa, and he says we have no reason to complain. Be blessed. I want to talk about something about that. We're here in this country, like it, love it, whatever. But we're here, and this is the same country that people all over the world try to get to. They get on inner tubes, shark-infested waters to get here. But guess what? Not to be comfortable.
Right.
They come here to get wealthy. And so it's not, the way I look at it is that we have a duty to be wealthy for our generations. There's a book that says a good man leaves an inheritance to his children's children.
That's right.
I believe that. And so the buck has to stop somewhere. I wasn't inheriting wealth. I wasn't inheriting it, so I had to find a way to get it. And so that's what my passion is. And it's for the ability to change your community, to change the policies and things that go on in your world. See, we have different ways to fight social injustices. But imagine this. Imagine if you had 2,000 multimillionaires in a particular community who were all on the same page, thinking in the same direction. How effective would they be in changing laws?
Very
How effective would they be in making sure that the schools were given the children what they needed. How effective would they be in deciding that, you know what, we only want the best foods coming in to our grocery store. So we have to go deeper than just getting caught up in kind of what social media, not social media, but just the media is kind of putting in front of us. It's a distraction. It's like sleight of hand. You know, look over here. We got this idiot, excuse me, this person who's in a particular office who's doing little things on Twitter every day. Get us looking at that stuff. While over here, passing bills, getting some, you know, helping the very, very uber wealthy just make more and more money. And we over here fighting over other stuff. It really, it's really just, it's just a joke. It's a big time. It's a great, it's a big show. So I wanted to comment about that. And that's kind of where my passion is.
Okay. Well, we definitely thank you for that. So you brought up changes. So, Mr. Demi, so what are the changes in our economy right now?
Whew. There's some good and bad changes. And you've heard me speak on this before, and I just want to really give it back to Dr. Sergio, man. That's why it was an honor to get this brother on the show. I'm sitting here wishing I had, well, I do have a pad, but I will be going back on this because he just brought up so much important things. And when he didn't use the word system, but when he talked about the education, the food, and the laws, this is all part of a system that we come up in not knowing that there's another side to life. And, you know, that tube that he mentioned in reference to what we see on the media, it really keeps us in a state that's dependent on the government, looking at Trump. When the rich are getting richer, regardless of how the economy is going, it doesn't really affect them because it's the information that they obtain. So I just wanted to kind of just speak on the powerful words that Dr. Sergio just shared with us, because we have to understand that we got to step outside that box. I mean, I don't even watch television, me personally, because it's poison. We just need to figure out and put ourselves in a system that will allow us to win no matter which way, to answer your question, the economy is going. Right now, the economy is going in a direction where the majority will get hurt. They will get hurt. And this is not about scaring anyone. It's just, this is how it goes. If we study history, if you understand the past, you have a better outlook on the future. So when we look at things that have happened in the past, especially a repeat, so what we're going through right now is what you call a vicious debt bubble. Everyone's living off of debt. We can't continue to live in this state. This is not just here in the U.S. And the U.S. is the most debted nation in the world. All of the other countries that are crashing, they're way below our debt. We're talking about Venezuela, who may have been in the billions of debt. Zimbabwe, who was in the billions. Greece was in the billions. So right now, what's going on in our around the world, everyone's in this debt cycle, and all bubbles have to burst. So when that bubble bursts, the individuals that will benefit from that will be the wealthy. But you and I, you know, I don't even want to, because we're not average people. We just have a covering over us because of what this world puts in front of us. But the majority will get hurt when this bubble bursts, and we can't keep living in this debt cycle. But right now, the period that's going on in our lives, in the world economically, is what you call a transfer of wealth. And it's actually the greatest time in the history of the world for you and I to become ultra wealthy. But when I say that, we can't think materialism, we can't think cash, we have to think the information and knowledge to pass on, like Mr. Dr. Sergio stated, we have to win assets. Assets. So it's some great things going on in the economy. I really want Dr. Sergio to take us into the solution for what's going on, because it's super simple. That's why I came up with this, you know, this title for everything that I'm gonna bring on when it comes to information on social media. Wealth Building Made Simple, a Rich Education. Is the education that we're getting that our children are looking forward to because of the conditioning from, and I'm not knocking education, because the traditional education system has developed some amazing professionals, amazing doctors, amazing lawyers, or any field that they've gotten into, but we just have to understand the position that the system keeps us in right now. Is it making us rich or poor when we're working for money? So there are good and bad things going on in the economy. The Dow Jones has been at an all-time high, and it's been basically wiping out people's 401ks, pensions, anything that's tied to fiat money into Wall Street. Right now, a lot of people are getting hurt. I have conversations with people, and if I didn't have a conversation, I wouldn't even be sitting in the room with this great brother who's also an author. We've seen each other at events, but I saw him in Whole Foods and bought his book that day. But, I bring that up to say that if us as people don't learn to network and open up to things that are different from what we're dealing with on a day-to-day basis, we're at a point right now in history that this situation that's coming up, the Great Depression, it won't touch it. So this isn't fear, this is just education. Because, okay, I want to get on the right side. But like my mentor, Mr. Ty Best stated, he's been networking for 30 years, been financially free for so long, over a decade. Over a century actually, and he made a statement that it just hurts me that I've been networking so long to bring financial education and freedom to my people, and I see them waiting in line overnight for shoes and then fighting to get through doors.
Yeah.
So this mindset that we have is going to ruin us. We like this material, we like to look good, we like to show up, but we got to change our mindset, folks, because this is going to be the ruin to us. Because when I say you want to become wealthy, let's begin on the decision that you make right now that I want to work on my mind. I want to work on my mind. I want to pull away from those that are not talking about wealth. Because wealth isn't money. Wealth is quiet. Cash is flashy. Wealth is quiet. We don't see Buffett and the Sakis and the Jim Rohns who used to exist flashing money. That's a poor mindset.
Yeah, you're right.
So I just want to be quiet for a second because because it's so exciting right now.
It is.
What's going on right now, your life can change. We have over 30,000 people who made millions of dollars in Bitcoin within the last 11 years. 30,000 people. I missed it. Most of us all missed it. I know Dr. Sergio's been in it for a while. It was new to me a few years ago. I ignored it when someone told me. But these are the changes that's happening that we're missing out because we're more focused on football Sunday, the NBA. We know more stats in sports than we know stats about what we work hard for every day. We know nothing about money. But we could break down the history of football and sports. So.
And that is true. Today, it is a new day. It's a new day, and we have to learn because you're right. We wasn't, even in our school system, we wasn't taught about finances. That wasn't a part of our curriculum. So everybody learned about money is from their limited, the limited education that their parents had or on the streets. What to wear, what to buy, how you use your money, what you invest in. So we didn't have the education. So it's so important now that we are waking up as a culture of people that wants to look at our money differently. So I am excited about this. So for Dr. Sergio,
Yes, ma'am.
why are you committed to exposing and educating the Black community about finances?
Well, because I believe that's the last frontier. The Civil Rights Movement was a great movement. A lot was accomplished, but it all comes back down to economics. And then going back to what I was saying earlier, that in order to have control over getting to the next level, we got to control the economy. Rothschild's, was it Mayer? I think it was Mayer Rothschild, who said that if I can control a nation's money, I need not worry about its laws. That was from a very, very wealthy family, arguably the wealthiest family on earth, the Rothschild's family. He said that. And that's something to think about when you realize that all wars are financed by these families. They finance both sides of the wars. And this isn't even conspiracy theory, because people get caught up in it. Whenever you hear conspiracy, they think theory. At some point, the conspiracy is a fact. It's a fact that it was a conspiracy. That isn't bad. We conspired, Mr. Sanya and I conspired to come up here together today. That was a conspiracy. But it wasn't a negative thing. But when we understand that, we can understand we can take what's rightfully ours. See, waiting for someone to give it to us is just never going to happen. there's some, we have some information coming on a project I'm working on regarding reparations. Okay? That's never going to come from the federal government. It's just not going to happen. So once we wrap our mind around that and understand, okay, we're not getting any handouts, we're going to go get what we want, then we'll be able to become economically viable and stop being the number one consumer in the world and start becoming the tail wagging the dog, be the number one entrepreneur, the number one owners of the world. Because as the same book says, he who is slave, the lender, the borrower is slave to the lender. And I wanted to make sure I didn't mess that up.
Yes, sir.
There's some it's really important not to mess that stuff up. But, you know, so we have to put ourselves in the driver's seat. Another thing, let's think about it. You know, we can, as a people, we can decide to give someone authority to carry a weapon and to carry a badge and to represent the law. Then we can decide that that person, that same person, can go out here and take someone's life, an innocent human being's life, and then go on administrative leave for a few weeks, get a little vacation, then get his job back, and maybe write a book and become very wealthy. But guess what? If the folks that own the community are one-minded, you better believe there's going to be some heads rolling. The judges aren't going to be making those same kind of decisions. The officers are going to be making those same kind of decisions when they realize they have to answer to that group of wealthy millionaires that I talked about earlier. That's who controls what goes on. The local government is what really controls us. So I went a roundabout way to get to the point of getting power, to being absolutely self-sustaining, being powerful, and being in control of our lifestyle. You know, we don't. Listen, we're not trying to take over the world. We just want to make sure that we have the quality of life and pursuit of happiness that every human being deserves. So that's why it's important to me to teach finances.
Now, I know people that's watching. Give them an exact breakdown on what it is that you guys speaking in reference to. What do you guys do? Exact, you know what I'm saying? For those that ain't been tuned into the previous shows, tell them about Carrot Bob.
Okay. I like to start by talking about we apply wealth creation principles, and these principles have been tried and true and tested for centuries, and they work. So if you don't violate these principles, it's like the law, right? We all know whether you believe in gravity or not. If you go to the top of this building, step off, gravity's going to show up. So it really doesn't matter what we believe, but that's what a principle is. It works every single time. If you don't violate those principles, then you'll become wealthy. If you follow certain other principles that allow you to remain impoverished or not in power, then guess what? You're going to be that person. So what we do, our basic concept is we have a wealth building system that allows anyone 18 years of age or older, anywhere in the world, to participate in and to build wealth. And it starts with the very first principle of paying yourself first. We pay ourselves, but not in a declining paper asset, a fiat currency. We pay it in an appreciating asset. We pay it in the world's first money, the only currency that survived over 100 years. It's the currency of kings, queens, nations.
That's right.
It's the currency that is used to settle debt between nations, and it's the currency that's the real reason behind why certain individuals were taken out of here by a war machine.
That's right.
I'm not going to try not to get too political, but if people want to do a little history, they'll be able to see why we decided to go into Libya, why we decided to go into Iraq. And it goes beyond what, of course, the media has told us. It goes back to the world's first currency.
That's right.
And that's in gold. So the United States government was used to back the dollar with gold bullion bars. And in 1971, Richard Nixon took the United States, the dollar, off of the gold standard. And by doing that, invented inflation, caused the huge problems that we're having right now in the world's economy, where it's not an honest system, it's a bubble that's being created. And all economic experts are predicting that this next crash, 2008, it's going to look like nothing compared to this next one. 2008 was a real estate bubble. This one coming up now, not doom and gloom, everyone. Okay?
Education.
As long as you know what's coming, there's nothing new under the sun.
Right.
Nothing new under the sun. So you can position yourself. There's big busts, there's big booms when economic crash happens, and then there's people who fall by the wayside. So I know people who made out very well in 2008, as well as I know folks who suffered. So it's just about putting yourself in position to take advantage of that, and that's by applying certain principles. And that's what Karatbars International allows us to do. It allows us to take our hard-earned, declining paper currency that's losing value. So we can say this very easily. Everyone out there knows that your dollar can't buy you the same thing this year that it could last year.
Correct.
The dollar lost its value at 3% last year, whereas gold, on the other hand, increased by 12%. Gold always maintains and stores its value. Physical gold it does not matter.
That's right.
Let me give you another quick example to explain why folks need to look at gold. If you had in 1950, if you wanted to purchase a brand new pickup truck, I'm not going to say which company I was going to use, because I don't know if they're a sponsor here at the station, but a brand new pickup truck, you could get one for $1,500 US dollars. You could also get that same pickup truck for 30 ounces of gold. Let's fast forward today. You tell me, can you get a brand new pickup truck today for $1,500?
No, not at all.
But you can still get that brand new Ford pickup truck with 30 ounces of gold.
Right.
So
Wow.
no matter what your financial advisors or planners tell you, by the way, you only take 2 days to get certified, become a certified financial advisor. How long does it take, Brother Demi, to become a massage therapist?
At least almost a year.
Almost a year.
Yeah, you know.
But yet you can
that's
tell
it.
me you put somebody in a room for 16 hours and they come out there financial advisor.
Ruining people's lives.
I have some friends that are advisors, and they work hard. They're teaching what they know to teach. But they're never going to tell you to get physical gold. You know why? That's not how they get paid.
Right.
They're not going to advise you to do something that's not going to give them a commission. So
Wow.
understand that it's not, again, it's not that these are, there's some honest folks, but you only do better when you know better. That's
Supposed to.
So you got to know better first in order to do better. So we allow folks to acquire some physical gold bullion to build up their net worth, their asset, but our gold bullion is actually currency. It's spendable. It's money. So it's just a much better deal if you're going to save. We're not talking about it as an investment.
Correct.
Although we do have a part of that, we'll touch on that as well when we talk about crypto, but we're talking about saving. If you're going to save your money, why save it as something that's losing money? If you're putting $2 in your pocket and then at the end of the year it's only worth $1.50,
why save it?
What did you do? Why are you saving it?
Right.
So, but if you put $1 in your pocket right now and a year later it's worth $1.12, that's saving.
Right.
So we allow folks to do that. You can participate by just saving the asset, but then we also have something that allows you to get cash flow, which is the second. Well, actually, the first is cash flow. The second is pay yourself first. But in order we can increase your cash flow on a part-time basis without you having to leave your job.
That's right.
How about that? So that's the first part I'm going to tell you about. We'd have to get into more detail to really understand how it works. But I'm going to pass over to Mr. Sonia and see if you could talk a little bit more about the ecosystem that we have.
Oh,
in
wow.
place and,
I really wanted to get that to you, but I mean, this is.
I'll pick it up.
Well, hold one second. You hold on to that, because what we're going to do, we're going to take a quick break. You are watching Lit TV, DMV, and we'll be right back.
Thank you.
And I'm going to ask.
Oh yeah, we back live, baby. Lit TV, presented by DDSS, where we specialize in promotion and advertisement for all small businesses, entrepreneurs, artists of all aspects on the ground. We got Demi Sonya and Dr. Sergio in the building, you know what I'm saying? Wealth building made simple. Dropping some fat on y'all heads. Y'all already know, for those who ain't hip, pay attention. Might learn something new today. You already know what time it is. And KJ Publications. If y'all familiar with KJ Publications, if you're an author, book writer, any racketeer looking for publishing, Lit TV provides that as well too. KJ Publications, you can contact Elbert Jones at jonesjr.elbert@yahoo.com. And he can handle all your publication needs, you know what I'm saying? Or contact littvdmv@gmail. And we definitely, you know what I'm saying, you connected with what we got going on here. So we're going to get back into wealth building made simple with Dr. Sergio and Demi Sonya.
That's right.
Y'all already know what time it is.
Right.
So
So we're gonna turn it back over to Mr. Sonia.
Right. Well, before we went into the break, the conversation that Dr. Sergio brought up was in reference to the ecosystem, and I want to really go off a portion of the statement that was made by the CEO of Karatbars International. Is that one main thing, Mr. Harold Seiss, his mission is to get us out of the current system of debt. Get us out of the current system of debt and help everyone be able to obtain physical gold. Because people hear that word, but not really understanding the importance of gold. Gold is financial, and gold is insurance. And we just look at, and I will answer the question about our ecosystem, we just look at how so many people, if this one little simple thing of exchanging your cash for gold, so many people, so many of our older generation, so many of our baby boomers have lost their money. And a conscious person who's going out, I don't really like coming out the house. I stay in the house a lot because I build business from home. But when you come out and you see I was just in Costco today. I see so many older people still working. See, we the signs are around us, but since we're stuck on number one, self, and then we're chasing cash, we're not understanding that all of the warnings are right around you. So if they had been taught this simple thing, instead of handing my money over to Wall Street via these 401ks or any other type of paper claims, if I had just been putting that into gold, this would have protected me no matter this economy is going up, down, sideways, around the block. I'm good. Just that simple procedure right there. So Mr. Harold Seiss, the CEO of Karatbars International, has developed an ecosystem. And the head of this ecosystem is physical gold. But along with that, we understand that we're in a connected economy. Technology is vital in the times that we're living. And for the older generation, it can be a little hard to really understand the technology. You know, that's what I love about what we're doing, because we have a family here. We'll sit down and help this individual understand the simple things that you can monitor and you know, orchestrate right from your laptop or your cell phone. So this ecosystem is based on physical gold. We have what you call two coins. One is the KBC coins, which stands for Karat Bank Coin, and KCB, which is Karat Coin Bank. What does that mean? Well, let's just go back a little bit. Bitcoin was one of the first coins created in that space of cryptocurrency. There's been thousands of coins that have been created, but Bitcoin was the first. And just to give you a little bit of the purpose of cryptocurrency, it's about ownership, but it's in the digital sense. I'm out of the banking industry. I don't have to worry about asking them for my money. If I have $100,000 in the bank, I'm not able to go get that cash right out. I have to order that cash. This is my money, what I put in. So with cryptocurrency, it's a digital asset that you actually have in your possession, on your phone, in your wallet. I can send it from here. If Dr. Sergio's in Japan, immediately, in seconds, he'll get his asset, his money. And that's what cryptocurrency is all about. But what we've done in Karatbars, Mr. Harold Seiss has developed these two coins. And the only way to obtain these coins is you have to go through our, I don't even like using the word free, our account that doesn't charge us any fees. How about that? We can open it up with no fees, because the banking system is just a corrupt system. And we're really stuck in time if we're dealing with these banks in that way. You may have a mortgage or a car loan, so you may have to deal with them in some sense. But if you're trying to get ahead saving money, that's just obsolete in the times that we're in right now. So with this ecosystem, we're acquiring these coins, just like people acquire Bitcoin. You had people who bought 100 coins with $1 in Bitcoin, became instant millionaires. We didn't know that. We weren't on the computer. I wasn't. I completely ignored Bitcoin. I didn't know what it meant. I had a closed mind to it, and I wish I didn't. You know, I have an associate who got 80 Bitcoins and made $900,000. Okay, so here's a coin now. I use Bitcoin as an example because it started at nothing and went to 20,000. So now we have an ecosystem with two coins backed by a real asset. So no matter how these coins do, we have the real physical asset to back them. So at the moment right now with these coins, the company has developed over 1 million ATMs, which are part of the ecosystem. You have to have fees to use an ATM, and these fees will drive our coins up. We have our own exchange. What does that mean? where we have others who want to come and get our coins or have to make transactions with other cryptocurrencies, because there are thousands of them. They have to pay fees. What do these fees do connected with the ATM and using our exchange in the digital world? They drive our coins up even more. We have smartphones with a contract with Sony, where we'll be able to manage our asset, because we have to understand that there are crooks online trying to steal, watching what we're doing. And this is why we're so excited. We want people to get in. This is the future. The future is right now. Karatbars is a revolution that's not being televised. And this opportunity, you wouldn't understand it until you come in. We could sit here and talk for hours about this space. This ecosystem wasn't in Karatbars when I came on board. I mean, we were below 100 countries when I came on board with Karatbars. I'm just seeing the intelligence and brilliance of the CEO of the company just going up, up, up. But he saw cryptocurrency. It's a main factor in our economy right now, where you have major companies you're able to actually shop, use. I mean, I shop with Bitcoin. I can use Bitcoin to get other assets like gold and silver with just a swap on my computer. And just that quick, I've gotten gold and silver, and they'll be at, well, I won't say my doorstep, at a nice hidden location. So with this ecosystem, Mr. Harold Sykes says that in the very, very near future, we will not even need the US dollar or the euro. Understand the power of this right now. I may have opened up something major with that, Dr. Sergio. Right, but we have to understand we're dependent on this paper. Nothing wrong with cash. But when you hear rich people like Grant Cardone, who's $600 million in real estate debt, which is good, saying cash is trash, we have to understand that the more you work and chase cash, the poorer you become. So when you're chasing freedom, it's a different thing, because now I'm gaining information on what to do with cash. So this ecosystem that he's developed, it'll give us the opportunity to come off that grid and come onto a wealth system. A wealth system where with these ATMs that are being produced, we'll be able to use the crypto, the fiat currency, which is paper money, and physical gold out of these ATMs. We're in the best place. With all due respect to any other opportunity, you can't touch what we're doing. It's not to put you down, but you got to understand we're all in the game of money. Rich, poor, smart, not so smart. Everyone's in the game of money. But there's one road to money that will give you wealth, and one road in the times that we're living in now that will ruin your life. This is real. So this is part of the ecosystem, but I would like Dr. Sergio, please.
Yeah, I'd love to chime in with that. I mean, Mr. Sonia, you have so eloquently painted a picture for us about what the ecosystem is. And so folks that are watching this, you might be thinking, I mean, wow, that's kind of over your head, and it could be overwhelming. It's very overwhelming. So, I mean, we've just been very fortunate that our mentor is a gentleman named Harold Sykes, who's a billionaire. So we were very fortunate to be a part of it. But here's the thing. Normally, when people are exposed to this kind of information ahead of time, Google, Facebook, Amazon, when folks are Microsoft, when folks are exposed to this stuff ahead of time, they can take advantage of it and get in when it's affordable, when it's not going to, you're not going to break yourself trying to I was going to say come up, but you're not going to break yourself as you grow. So I wanted to just simply express to you that some of this stuff might seem foreign to some of the viewers right now, but understand something. We've been very fortunate that anybody that has a desire to be a part of this, you know, we say, you know, from jail to Yale, it doesn't matter what your background is. Let's talk. I'm going to come back to that too, the system situation, because folks go and they pay their debt to society, and then they get back out here and can't get a job. But everybody's told to get a job. You can't even vote. Anyway, but I'm going to get back, but I'm going to come back to that. But I want to let everyone know that you can be a part of this system. You can be a part of this program, and you don't have to go through all the hoops. I used to work in venture capital facilitation back in the late 90s, early 2000s. And there were individuals who they would even get into the table, you know, to even be able to participate, you had to come with $100 million just to even participate. But they take it a step further. To even be at the position where you could even bring your money, you had to have $50,000 a month just to even sit at the table to even hear about this stuff. So what does that do? That locks the average person out.
Correct.
How's a person who is making $50,000 a year? How are they going to even be able to come up with $50,000 cash to just learn about an opportunity where they can make dollars on the penny, right? So that what's happening for everyone now is that you've been told one thing. We've all been told and taught the very same thing about what the success story looks like. We've all been told to do what? Go to school, get a good education, right? Keep your nose clean, and for 40 years, you work 40 hours a week at a job, and you raise your family, so on and so forth, and then you're supposed to be okay. You're supposed to try to live off after 40% of what you've been making at 100%. And then you have the telltale signs right around us of folks that did that. That did that thing. We're in the DMV. We know everybody works for the federal government, right?
Right.
How many folks, I'm sure every last one of us at this panel right now could say that we know somebody who worked in the government for 30, 40 years, retired, but then went back to work for the government. We all know some people like that.
Absolutely.
I promise you that wasn't their plan. When they were 7 years old, did you think any of them, first of all, forget retiring and coming back, did anybody at 7 years old, just at this panel right now, say, I want to one day get a job and work 40 hours a day, 40 hours a week for 40 years at a cubicle? No, we never said that. But somewhere along the line, we started buying into that. And people, we talk to people all the time, and they say stuff like, I'm good. I'm good. Matter of fact, I'm going to be a little transparent here. When a gentleman came to me, Dexter Hurd, matter of fact, I want to thank Dexter Hurd right now for coming to me 4 years ago. And he said, hey, Doc, I need to talk to you about something. You talk to me about this company. And I said, you know what? I appreciate you. I'm not really looking for anything right now. I'm good. I was one of the folks that said I'm good. Now, and I got to be honest, I probably judged him, instead of judging the opportunity. And he said, but Doc, he said, I know you're good, but he said, but what about other people?
Right.
And at that moment, I realized, wait a minute. Mr. Sonia said it earlier. This isn't, even if it's not about you. If you're doing good, understand that you probably really wanted to do great. See, good is the enemy of great. And in order to really achieve all the goals that you want to achieve, you got to get beyond what you've been conditioned to accept as okay. And what we're talking to people about is participating in this economic system that is along the same lines as the Federal Reserve Bank. We're talking, there are countries that want to be a part of this ecosystem. They want to use our coin as their currency, as their official money of the land. In fact, but yes, that's happening. There's some things I got to make sure I don't say some of the wrong stuff. But anyway, I'm gonna pass that on to you so you can participate in that and you can get back in touch with somebody you know, and you can be a part of that.
Well, definitely tell our audience how they're able to get in contact with you so they're able to get more information.
And that's the key thing there, more information. We're not here selling products. We're not here as advisors. I like to just say that, we're students of the best, and we're here to share information. To get involved in what we're doing is just as simple as opening up a Facebook account. But then you want to just humble yourself. See, we have to understand that the egos, the arrogance, and the degrees will not help us in the times that we're in right now. That will actually get you wiped out even faster. If we don't learn to just drop ourselves and look at, once again, what's going on around us, man, we're going to get hurt. But it's just so much of an exciting time with what Kairabas has put together for the world. Mr. Harold Sykes has put this together for the homeless man. He's put this together for the millionaire next door. Remember that book? And the millionaires who thought that they were doing it, they had a good job and drove around in their Volvos, but then got hurt. They became the foreclosures next door. So we want to even help the ones who are sitting on money in a bank thinking that it's safe. Right now, when we have banks around the world that are shutting down, I did a video the other day with just naming a list of 10 banks that went out of business, especially after the real estate crash. But these things were happening in the 1900s. I didn't even know. Just coming up with a subject, we're doing research. So people who want to get involved in what we're doing, most definitely can reach myself or reach Dr. Sergio. My email address is demi@learnfrom, my last name, SANYA, Sonya.com. Learnfromsonya.com. Shoot me an email, and I'm more than open to getting you some more information so we can help you work on a wealthy future right now. And Dr. Sergio can share his contact information.
You know, yeah, absolutely. You know, if you want to get in touch with me, you can reach me at thefutureofmoney.info. Thefutureofmoney.info. And like Mr. Sonya said, we're here to be servants, to get the word out, to help everybody. I'm not going to embarrass Mr. Sonya because I happen to know that he's really doing okay with what we got going on with Karatbars. So the fact that he's out here talking to folks and he's really trying to help you. So, you know, don't shut yourself out from an opportunity. You don't even know what you're saying no to.
Wow.
Take a moment to hear what's going on. Understand something. It's not trying to get you. You know, you're putting your money every 2 weeks in the people that are trying to get you. And I can say that. Listen, I was a personal banker when I got introduced to this company. And so it was a conflict of interest for me sitting there, folks coming into my office trying to get a 401k or a CD at 0.01% interest. And they're losing money and everything. Right? So at any rate, but you know, understand something that they have laws on the books right now. You've heard of bailouts. Do yourself a favor. Google it. I'm not trying to say I'm the sharpest knife in the drawer. I've just been very fortunate.
Yeah, both of you guys are very sharp.
Go to Google and look up bail-in so that you can see about those laws.
Awesome, awesome.
There you have it.
Well, this has been another episode of Lit TV. We only here an hour, but this information today was priceless. I mean, priceless. You guys, you have definitely got to contact Mr. Sanya or Dr. Sergio. Please contact them and let them know that Lit TV. You heard about them on Lit TV. So, but they will be back. They will be back in 2 weeks. God willing. They will be back in 2 weeks to give us more information. And we want, out of all this information that we're giving, we want you to sign up for this. This is something that's going to change your life, change your whole perspective of how you view wealth.
Wow.
So that is definitely what we want to do, of how you view wealth. So as you know, I am McKeon. I am the host of Lit TV. So I will definitely see you back here next week.
I already know what it is. We live, baby. Tune in.
Thank you so much for having me on.
Thank you. Thank you so much.